Welcome to Off Script, the official after show for the Tamron Hall show. I've got the gang with me. The show we are talking about, I've got so many things to discuss. First of all, No Buy 2025, tiny home trend. How much do you really need to live an amazing life? The show was produced by Team Silas, which includes Emma, and Kathy was the supervising producer. I like your lipstick. You got dressed up for the after show, but not for me. Okay, I see you. Hi.
Hello.
Hi, you guys look great.
I'm a stuffed girly, so I got out all the things.
You look gorgeous. Which is so big. Interesting that you guys just produced a whole show about how much do we really need. And I'm looking at you all glammed up in fancy clothes, in highly decorated backgrounds. Did you learn nothing in this show, Silas?
Well, I have a background that's pretty simple, a little color, but it's not too crazy.
I'm talking about the fit. Look at the fit. Did you really need to buy that shirt, Silas? Did you?
I did not.
We kicked off the show with an amazing guest, Alicia, who has gone on this no buy in 2025. So she did it, right, Silas, in 2024.
Yeah, January 2024, she decided to give herself this challenge, and she did pretty great. For her, the biggest thing that came up was the passing of her beloved Chihuahua, Coco.
Yeah.
And that's when she gave herself some time to splurge a little bit, but she makes a note to say that she didn't go off track. She made sure.
Well, I understand that because listen, that's a part of the buying addiction in some ways. It fills a hole, right? So when she lost her pet, she needed that comfort and she went off track with that, which is understandable. The challenge that she has now in 2025 is like what's the list of things that
she's very particular. She says no clothes, no makeup, no skincare, no shoes, no jewelry.
Did you hear the audience when I read that list?
Yes, and they were
fired
up.
I mean, the audience went off.
Could you go a year without spending $1? Listen. Okay, all right, for those of you who think you could, I'm talking, this man looked at his wife and was like, nope, she can't. I saw it. Okay, I'm talking no clothes, no makeup, no skincare, no shoes, no new technology, so don't drop your iPhone, no home decor, no fluffy pillows.
Emma, what do you make of that audience reaction?
I mean, I get it. When I first saw her videos, I was like, there's no way. Like, how maybe I'm a product of a certain generation that everything's very like, oh, you got the new this, you gotta get the new this, you have to like
no,
whatever.
That's not new. They have bankruptcy court well before you guys were born. I know how the young generation thinks that they're like, no, this was a long time ago. I'm old enough to remember when they said you go in a store and they would have subliminal messages to make you buy.
Totally. And I think that there's so many, now that there's so many products that are essentially the same thing, but they're all like branded differently. So when I saw her videos online, I was like, okay, wait, she might be real because she's already done it for a whole year. Like has the proof. She
came on our show with her foundation.
I know.
Look at Kathy with her beat face, whatever.
And meanwhile, I'm in the control room. Like, can we get her foundation? I want to buy it.
I know.
Yeah. So for those of you, in the show, our guest reveals that she's being so strict about her no buy that she actually arrived on our set because we were delayed starting the show. She arrived on our set with her foundation, which is her winter blend, but she needed to switch to her summer. For those who know, as J-Lo said, if you know, you know.
When you came in, they told me something happened with your foundation.
Oh, it didn't match my neck because I only have one. So I'm not allowed to buy anymore, so I only have one. It's my summer shading. It's winter.
But you're sticking to it. You're willing to come on national TV.
I need a little bit of help. I needed some help.
Like, you got to have two different shades, at least of foundation. Or at least we think we need two different shades of foundation.
I'm such a shopper.
Okay, did you guys go through your spending after that show?
Yeah, I did. I'm going to tell you that Alicia did for me. I actually think she should become somebody. She should write a book.
Yes,
because she did for me what no financial expert ever could. And the part that really got me, because I'm a shopaholic, I'm a spender.
Me too.
when she cried at having zero debt.
I'm not one to come up on the internet and cry, but I'm really emotional right now. I just made the choice to transfer money out of savings so that I could pay off one final credit card, which means that my debt is now under $5,000. I don't know why I'm so emotional. I just have been dealing with debt for so long, for so many years, and to find out that I only have 5 credit card payments left, 5. I've been able to pay off $45,000 worth of debt.
I just got tender. I just got chills. Like, I just bought a home, just had a baby. So like, I'm in like a time of like spending. And I just was like, what would that feel like to just have that freedom? And I saw it on her face and I thought, you can't buy that in a store.
Right.
You can't.
Well, but I'm going to be devil's advocate here. Yeah. Everybody in the audience, I could tell when she was talking about all the stuff that she gave up, they're like, no, can't do it. Then when she said I'm debt free, they're like applauding because it's an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah.
Like exactly what you're saying, Kathy. You know, you wake up and you're like, oh gosh, I've got this bill coming out. I got this now. I got spring break. But in truth, the audience, like her, well, she did it. She, as you said, she did the work. She cut out the things. The audience wants it both ways. Did you see that, Silas? The audience wanted it both ways. They don't want to give up, but they also wanted that moment that she had of debt free.
Right. I mean, no one wants to be in debt, of course, but also you can't deny the satisfaction that comes when a package arrives, when you've ordered something and you know it's on its way.
Okay, what did you buy after the show?
You know what? I will tell you, I actually did not buy anything.
Nothing. And you have not bought anything since that show aired?
I have not bought anything since that show aired.
I don't believe you.
It's coming to your house.
Emma, what did you buy since that? Because the show is no buy for a year. Did it inspire you not to buy since that episode?
It definitely did. I actually had a little tradition going on where I was buying a little something from the Disney store that we have. At every show, they have like a little treat.
What?
I was like, not every show, but every time I had a show, like, oh, I'll go buy a little box of chocolates.
Like that's like your way to celebrate, to give the company back your money. Because I mean, that's
there's a discount. But it was just a little like, oh, you know, you
didn't go downstairs to the Disney store.
And I didn't do that. I also was very inspired by her lack of takeout because it's so hard, you know, when you're working long hours or also just in a city like New York, it's so easy to just go to takeout. But I love to cook and I was like, oh wait, you're just doing this at home, you're making a whole experience out of it. Now I can like show off and say that like, oh, we don't need to get, you know, beef and broccoli from the corner. We can do it ourselves.
In my cookbook, I have a whole chapter. That's a plug. Confident Cook is still there. In my cookbook, we have a whole chapter on lunch because I told Lish we have to create recipes because so many people work from home, and those bills, those takeout bills. The other day, I was on tour promoting this kid's book, Harlem Honey, another plug. I was out and I got home. I was wanted something to eat. I order a burger. It's like $45.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
And you want a side and a drink.
And a drink.
It all adds up.
It does.
And the kids take one bite and then they're like,
and then I took one bite and it really wasn't that great, to be honest with you. And then I was upset because, you know, by the time it gets delivered, it was cold. But even with my addiction is the online shopping. I'm like, oh, I need da-da-da. I need da-da-da. And I end up ordering a lot of stuff online. I have got to get control of it because it was a wake-up call. I don't care, you know, how much you make. I guess if you're, you know, one of those billionaires, but I'm regular schmegular in more ways than people would understand. And I cannot, no. I got to get control.
It's so easy to just add it to your cart.
I even like my friends laugh at me. I shouldn't say this, but I tend to get cash and try to pay with cash when I know I have to buy something because early on, going to Kathy's point about financial segments, there was like a financial segment that said when you can pay in cash because it reminds you that it's real.
Yeah. I feel like when I went into motherhood, it gave me a new place to shop.
Oh.
Because now I had a little model. Like I had a little doll.
You blame it on your baby. Oh my God.
Your baby doll.
And I don't feel any guilt about buying. I would feel so guilty if after the show I went out and bought myself an outfit. But really? I bought Easter looks and the hat and the shoes and the thing because that's for her.
Okay.
So that to me, like, it's almost a problem because I don't have that like built-in sense of guilt.
Oh, right. So you're like, I'm doing it for my baby. It's not a bad thing, even though my baby doesn't need 16 Easter outfits.
Well, they're really cute.
Yes, listen, I'm the same. My son, the other day, I looked in his coat closet and I was embarrassed. I was really embarrassed. It's really nobody. He's fine. He's fine.
He has got
no. So okay, now the tiny house, because we've gone from coat closet to the tiny house trend. Brescia from Houston. How did y'all find her?
We found her actually through you. You were scrolling.
Yeah,
and
you
saw
found her.
Post on social media. She went viral for a video where she was crawling down in her 3-foot high bedroom.
Right.
Live in a tiny house and this is my official tour. Let's come take a look inside. You first walk into the right, you'll enter the living room. One of my most favorite things about this house is that it comes with a built-in fire. It actually projects heat like it's not fake. First thing people say when they come inside of my tiny house is, how in the heck do you have full-size appliances? They did an incredible job with the layout of this kitchen because look at how many storage places there are. Instead of doing the normal stackable washer and dryer, I chose to make half of it a pantry and the other half I got a washer and dryer combo. We're not done yet. If you keep walking straight, it leads to a whole nether room. This room right here is my beauty room slash closet slash honey's room. And you're probably wondering where I sleep, so let's take you upstairs to my loft area. A lot of people wonder when I sit up in my bed if I hit my head on the ceiling, and I'm here to show you that I do not. I actually have some room.
Could you live like that? Because the house, listen, that tiny house, again, another show where the audience, I say 300 square feet, they go, grah. Then we show video of her house and everyone's like, oh, that's a cute house.
It makes sense. It works for her. She's by herself, and then she has her
do
dog,
it?
Honey. I think I could. I mean, the bedroom was a little much. The bedroom was a little much. I couldn't do the bedroom.
But then you can't do it, because then where'd you get...
Well, I would switch things around. I would make, the downstairs the bedroom, the loft could be something else. But I could not sleep up there. There's no way.
How many square feet do you think you could comfortably live in? Like the least amount?
I'm trying to think of how small my apartment
Well,
is.
we're in
When
New
I was
York.
looking at her videos, I was
a
like,
mansion in New York is
that's just my
300 square
apartment.
feet.
But I like that her mom was like, her mom made it sound like they throw down, like they have people over, they have some parties in there.
I love how much money she saved. You guys did great research. In the show, we reveal that Brescia's tiny house mortgage is like $800. The average in Houston was like $1,500, $1,300. So she's saving money. She doesn't have any property taxes because of the amount that it costs. And she's single. It's just her and Honey, her dog. I thought it was a phenomenal idea. I often, when I'm traveling, when I'm in a hotel, I always do these exercises in my home. Like, hey, this hotel is comfortable. It's got everything in it. Why can't I do that at home? Why do I feel like we need bigger apartments when, especially when I've stayed at some of those corporate hotels where they have like kitchenette. Like, how much room do you really need?
When I left the city for suburbia, and I'm like, I have 3 couches now? Like, how is that possible? How was I living then and now I'm living now? Like, I've got my what's it called? My wrapping paper closet. Like, where was the wrapping paper when I lived in New York City? Like,
we're all visiting Kathy after this, a wrapping paper closet. No, I live in the city, and our apartment, when I have family visit from Texas, they're like, wait, what? Like, this is a New York apartment. I live in a quintessential, I'm lucky we have a backyard, but it's a New York apartment. And by New York apartment, we mean small. So basically, when you live in New York, you kind of live in a tiny house. Eric and Sylvia, their tiny house village, the tiny living. How did y'all find them? I did not find them.
Yeah, we found them through our research, and they've done a lot in their community, Cape Charles, Virginia, with this incredible tiny living village. And to go from a RV, 3,000 square foot home to the RV, and then to do all of this is amazing.
And the audience, again, our live audience in studio, I thought the people were going to leave our audience and go down to Virginia to stay at one of those houses. So what's your big takeaway from this show, Kathy?
I listen, I'm an emotional girl. I go straight to when I heard.
I went straight to shopping after the show.
I'm always like, I work at talk shows. I always go for like, what's the emotional? But when I heard about Eric and Sylvia saying we felt like we were in a rat race, and then it like when we talk about money, we're not just talking about like money and things. Like it said this helped our marriage.
Yeah.
Then you
Right.
kind of like, that's what this show did. It made me make that connection between like feelings and money. And like sometimes I do feel like a little bit of a rat race. Like I'm running around and just go to buy things to bring them in. 2 years later, I'm selling them on Facebook Marketplace. You know, pennies on the dollar.
I got to go on and look up your account.
You know,
I
resell my diaper bag.
I get it. I especially now that I'm almost 55, you know, and I look back, sometimes, you know, I come in with clothes or shoes and you guys are like, oh, I love that. And I'm like, these shoes like 20 years old. That I feel good about. Like I have things that I've acquired that I still have, but then the majority of stuff, are you kidding me? I could just sometimes scream when I think about the waste, but I think this, you know, society obviously pushes us to consumption and we know it, but we are willing participants. And so when someone comes on and says no buy for a year, I think that's why this show was great. It was a show. This show, you guys did such a great job with the show because it is can you do it, right? It's an exercise in imagination. It is judgment, right? It is participation. You did a phenomenal job on this, guys. This was a great show. Your casting was outstanding. The videos, everything. I think it was a great show. And it's one of those shows really that you ask yourself, could I do it? Yeah. That's why it's a great show. People want to put themselves in the position of the person that you're talking to or that I'm talking to. And then I went out and shopped, so clearly I can't.
Our best shows are when we could show you something.
You did. You showed me how I have an addiction.
When we're in a tape piece and I'm in the control room, I'm watching your face. Yeah. I've already seen the tape. And I could tell right out of that tape, like usually what you're going to say or what your feeling's going to be. But sometimes you even surprise me. And I could tell when you're there and you're like, I've never seen that before.
No, that was good. It was really, we're almost approaching our 1000th episode. So Kathy basically says that she knows me and that I'm predictable. And but no, this was a A+ show. If you haven't seen it, it's on our YouTube page. Go watch the full episode. And you know what? Chime in. Could you go no buy in 2025 and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel? They have a note up here like this is the after show. I don't read teleprompters after the show. Subscribe. Let me see this note. This is how after show this is. Oh, it says here. Oh, yes. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and join the conversation on our community channels. And my book, Harlem Honey, The Adventures of a Curious Kid. I'm telling you not to buy in 2025. If you're going to buy one thing, I'm telling you, it's a love letter to kids, helping kids talk about change and facing fears, new places and new faces. So if you're going to buy anything, buy that. But continue to buy into the Tam Fam movement because these are the producers that are kicking butt and making the conversations happen. I'm just a paid puppet. And that's the show. Bye-bye.